Welcome back to Simbright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this beautiful pattern bustier, as you can see right there on the thumbnail and on the video. So I'll be sharing with you the tips and tricks to creating this pattern right on your pattern, okay? So you can see what I got here, looking so beautiful. So I'm going to bead this part later. So I'll just get a matching bead, crystal beads, just mix my beads and come out with a beautiful design on this pattern. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, I'll encourage you to stay till the end of this tutorial. So here you can see my puff sleeve is actually puffing. As you can see, you are also going to learn how to make your sleeve, your cap sleeve, to puff the way this puffed. So this is a very detailed video, so please, I will encourage you to subscribe and turn on your notification bell to receive other videos coming up on this channel. So thanks for watching and please stay tuned. To start off this tutorial, we are going to make our vertical lines from the shoulder, chest line, bust point, under bust, waist and the full length. So the full length of my blouse is 24 inches. You can also make it 25 inches. That is the blouse length. Then I'm going to mark my shoulder, divide by 2 on the shoulder line. Then I mark it on the chest line too. My neck width is 4 inches. And I came down by 1 inch. I connected my shoulder slant and made a straight line for my armhole. I got the midpoint of my armhole and I came in by 0.75 and connected my line. I measured my bust circumference divided by 4 on the chest line and on the waistline, and I added 1.5 inch for my dart on the waist line. Then on the hip line, I divided my hip divided by 4 and I marked. Then I connected my armhole line. So my nipple to nipple measurement, I marked it on the bust point and on the waistline down to the blouse length and connected my line. I shared my dart 0.75, 0.75, which is in total 1.5, and I connected. So this is the basic bodice for the blouse that we just made right now. Now I got the midpoint of my shoulder and connected it to the bust point. Now I'm going to make it an asymmetric dress. So I'm going to join my pepper to make it asymmetric. Asymmetric means full front. Full front. So you can see I'm attaching my pepper to make it a full front. So you can also fold your pepper to make it a full front. So just go ahead and do what I'm doing. I'm highlighting my lines once again because I want to draft the same thing I drafted on the right side. I'm going to repeat it on the left hand side. So this is my center front, which I'm highlighting right now because we are making a symmetric full front blouse. So I just highlighted the lines. So my neck width is 4 inches and my shoulder divided by 2. I mark them on the chest line and on the shoulder line and connected. Just repeat what I did on the other side. So my bust dart is 2 inches. I marked it and I'm going to connect it and divide it by half, come out by 0.75 and connect to the chest line. So my full asymmetric blouse is ready. So I'll come down by 6.5 inches. So you come down by 6.5 inches on the chest line, and then we are going to connect the asymmetric neckline. You can see how I'm connecting it. I'll take it from the center front back to the mid armhole right now. So this is exactly how you are going to draft this part. So next is to share the over bust dart 0.75, 0.75 or 3/4 inch. Then I also did the same on the other line. That is my over bust dart. So after connecting my over bust dart, you can see what we have right here. So the asymmetric bodice is ready. I came up by 3 inches on the side. This is my center front and I came down by 1 inch. So I just want to connect the blouse front the way I want it to be. So I came up by 3 inches from that point again and highlighted my line, connected it to the dart, and then came up by 3 inches again and then blend up my blouse. So this is the shape of this blouse. If you look at it on the thumbnail, that is the shape. So after that, I'm going to contour my under bust line by dividing my under bust by 4. What I have left, I shared half an inch this side and the rest on this side. So just go ahead and use any under bust method contour that is okay for you. So I connected to the waistline and I'll repeat the same thing on the left hand side. So I'm going to highlight this line. That line I highlighted is going to be part of the shoulder right now. So right now it's time for us to start to create the design. We are going to create the design on the pattern, then we'll trace it out. So if you look at the pattern here, you can see I've made some sketches because this is not really a work, to go about carelessly. So the first thing you are going to do is to take your neck width. I'm working with, from here I'll come in by 3 inches. That is the first thing you are going to do. And from here you also come out by 3 inches and highlight the lines. So once you have gotten that, the next we are going to do, from this center front line which goes into here, I'm going to mark 1 inch. So you just go in by 1 inch and make a mark. So I'm going to connect from here to the 1 inch I came in. You place your ruler like this. Can you see how I placed my ruler? So you just place your ruler like this. From there you connect. So you stop at that because you need to connect this to this. So I'm going to turn my ruler again. I'll turn it this way and do what? And finish up the connection. But before I round it up, I'm going to come down. You will come down from here. Come down by half an inch and create a mark. So you'll be able to connect this point, and this point. So I'll just put it like this. Can you see that? So we have gotten the first line into the center front. Now the next thing we are going to do is to connect from this half an inch. You connect it to the first dart. So I'll just go ahead and connect, place my ruler like this. I'll make sure I blend it to fit into the first dart and also fit into the half an inch. So from here I'll connect. So I've gotten the first point. So after that, I'm going to come down from my shoulder. I'll just come down by 3 inches So the 3 inches is actually the neckline. So I'll just come down by 3 inches from my shoulder like this. So I'll connect it this way. So you also measure what you have here. At least let us do 2.5 to the 3 inches. So it will serve as a guide for you, and you connect a diagonal line. So that line I connected there, I'm going to also place my ruler this way to blend it up to the 3 inches on the shoulder line. So I'll use either my inner or the outer curve, so whichever one. I'll just keep blending it till I have the shape I desire. So this is the shape I desire. I'll go ahead and connect it. So now we've gotten the neckline shape. So the next thing we are going to do now is to start taking this shape at the width that we want. So the width I want to work with is 1.25. 1.25. So this 1.25, I'm going to mark it starting from this line. I'll mark the 1.25. I'll go ahead and be marking. So what I'm doing here is to take the shape of what I have. So this is the main purpose of this tutorial. So that is why I'm taking my time. I need you to understand how these patterns can be made. So you can see I'm placing my 1.25 line. So once I got to here, I stopped. So we are going to connect these points. We are going to connect these points like this. So to connect it, you will also use the inner curve you used before. This curve we used for the outer one, just push it. So once it pushes it, it's going to automatically connect the points for you. Then remember we flipped our ruler this way for this outer, for this this one we connected it here first. So I'm going to also push it in that manner. So once it gets to this point, I'll just go ahead and do what? And connect. So wherever it stops, I'll stop there. Now for this particular one, we placed our ruler this way, and I'll also go that way. I'll also go that way. Okay, so up to the point we connected. So I just want to check how this part is connected. So it's not, you can use your free hand since we have the points there, or you can make more points. For this part, you can just make more points and connect it. So I prefer to make more points so I'll be able to get it accordingly. So now I'll also make more 1.25 points. Just make them closely so I can use my free hand to connect it. So I'll just go this way and connect. So after that is done, the next thing we are going to do, I will come out from this line. I'll find the midpoint. So here is my midpoint. I will mark. So from that midpoint, just come out by 1 inch and mark. So I'm going to place my ruler like this. I believe you are seeing what I'm doing right here. I'll just place my ruler like this and connect to that point. And then I'll also place my ruler in this manner. So just follow the way I'm placing my ruler when you are making yours. Just place your ruler this way and you get it. So from there, I'm going to connect to this point. So once I've gotten to this point, I'll also continue connecting. So I'll just continue connecting. So just go ahead and connect, or you can just connect up to this point and then blend it out. So you work more with your free hand in this class. You work more with your free hand because your ruler will not be able to get every point. So now we are going to also take the 1.25 width all around just to make a circle. So you just take 1.25 all around. So this 1.25, I've gotten at least the shape of this, so I might go ahead and make a circle. So the circle might not be, it might just be your choice of circle anyway. So this is my choice of circle. So like I said, you make more of your freehand. So from the outer part, I'll go in by 1.25 again, just to get this shape. The edges, you have to get it before you draw the circle of your choice. So here I've gotten the point, so I'll just make a circle. This one is a smaller circle, so I'll just make a smaller circle. So that is it, and that is how we go about that part. So you see this part here, we are going to connect it to the back at 3 inches. It will be attached to the back neckline, but please don't forget that we'll also trace out this one that will be below as a base that will be attached here. So don't worry, when we are working on it, you are going to see how that will be done. So now the next thing we want to do is to go over to this part. So on this part, we are going to also take the width of what we have also. So but before we do that, I would like to come down from this dart line. On this dart, I will come down by 3 inches and make a mark at that dart. So, and I'm going to place my ruler this way. From that dart, I will keep adjusting my ruler until it flushes into the armhole part like this. So once it flushes into the armhole part, then I'm going to connect this line back to the dart. So I'll just do this. I'll connect from that 3 inches back to this first dart. I believe you understand what I did there. So now I've connected it back to this dart. So the next thing we are going to do now is to take the measurement. From here, I will use 1.5. I want it to be a little bit bigger, so I'll use 1.5 just at the mid armhole. Okay, I just use 1.5 at the mid armhole. Then at the top, I'll also come down by 1.5. On this line, come down by 1.5. So I'm going to connect this line to this 1.5 in this manner. So like I said, your ruler might not actually give you, so it's not giving me what I want at that point. So what I will do is to do what? Just to form a circle. I believe you understand. I just connected with my free hand. So once I got to this midline, I came out. The next I will do is to see if my ruler can connect this point and this point. So I'll keep adjusting it until I have a full connection, or I might place it this way to see. No, so I'll just place it this way to have my full connection. Okay, so I have the connection I want there. So next is to blend up this line to flush into this line. So please ignore this part, ignore it, it went over the boundary, so to speak. So now the next we want to do is to create the inner circle. So to create the inner circle, remember we are using 1.25, 1 1/4. So but at this point I'll just make it 1 inch. I just feel like making 1 inch because the space we have there is small. So I'll just do 1 inch, 1 inch like that. So it will now serve as a guide for me to create my circle. So I'll just create a circle. So you can see that is how the front piece is created, and the front piece is ready. And then I'm going to connect the neckline. The neckline is 3 inches. This part I'm highlighting, and that is where we are going to attach to the back. So the front is ready now, and we want to go over to the back, to the down part. See how beautiful the upper piece is looking. So for the down piece, we need some spaces on the down piece. We need some spaces on this down part. So to create that spacing, because the design went off, so I will just bring my paper and I'm going to attach this paper. I will just go ahead and attach it to the down part, so we'll be able to create the down piece. So I'll just go ahead and attach my paper accordingly. All right, so my paper is attached. So I believe you are seeing what I'm doing right there. So this is the down piece of this dress. We want to start the construction right now. So I'm going to start by marking my points accordingly. So we'll start from this line to mark. So from this line right now, I am going to connect what I have from these 3 inches that we measured. From this point, we are going to place our you will mark 3 inches here, then you come to the dart and mark one inch here. We'll connect from here to here in a slanted form, and then you come from this dart and you measure 4 inches. So our points will go like this, and then on the side we are going to measure 1.5 inch. So I'm going to connect all those points right away. So I'm going to connect from the 3 inches to the dart which we measured. So you use the part of the ruler. So I'm using my inner part of the ruler, and then I'm going to flip it this way. You flip it this way. I'll keep adjusting it till I get what I want. So I flipped it this way to touch here and the 4 inches. So when it touches, I connect. Next, the 1.5 inches to the 4 inches. I'm going to also position my ruler in a way that I get the points. So you adjust your ruler. So you can see how I adjusted my ruler. So I placed it in this form just to create that shape. Then later I blend up this part just to make sure it blends well. So we've gotten the first line. So now that we've gotten this line right now, the next thing we are going to do is to take the width of this. So we use 1.5. So I'll keep marking 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So the width has to be the same, 1.5. So I'll keep taking it at 1.5. So once I get there, I'll also mark this at 1.5, 1.5, and I'll stop here. So the points we are going to connect now is this. Okay, so we are connecting that. So I will just use, because it's a straight line here, you go ahead and connect. Then like I said, you always take the shape of what you have. So this is the shape of what I have. I will move the shape to this point. So once I move it to this point, it will automatically connect the points for me. Okay, so please don't make this part sharp. You can just go ahead and blend it up. So next, I'll take the shape of what I have here. Okay, and I'll take it here. I'll take it to this point. So sometimes it might not actually give you, so just go ahead and adjust your ruler and connect the points. So since you have the 1.5, so just keep going, connect the points accordingly. Okay, so we have gotten the first line. So now we want to go over, so after getting this part, then we'll move over to this part. So for this part, you just go ahead and I'm going to mark from this point. We are going to connect from this point. So I'll come out of my dart from my dart you come out by 1 inch. Then and from that 1 inch you come down by 1.5. So we are connecting this point back to this point. So I will go ahead and do this. I'll connect it in this manner. So I'll just use the inner part of my ruler like this, and then flip the inner part of it like this up to this line. So after that is done, I'll come from here and take 1.5 inch again. So I'm going to finish up this connection to this point. So this is my inner part of the ruler. I continue and I'll connect. So the next thing I'll do is to come from this dart. I'll come down from this dart by 2 inches. So I'll mark 2 inches. So I'll mark 2 inches there, and I'm going to connect in a rounded form to meet this one. So like I said, you can use your free hand. So but I just got a point, just making a circle. That's what I'm doing. I'm just making a circle. So you make a circle like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure from here, which is the down piece of it, by 1.5. Then after that, from this dart again, come up by 1 inch, and from that 1 inch you measure 1.5. So I'll measure 1.5. That will serve as a guide to connect another rounded part. So I'll place my ruler either like this, any one that matches the circle I want. I want the circle to be a little bit out of the way. So I'll use my bigger circle, the bigger part of my ruler. So I'm going to connect from this point up to this point. So but I'll come in from here by 2 inches, and from that 2 inches you measure 1.5. So I'll first keep my ruler the way I kept it before to blend. So once I've kept it that way, next I'll now connect from there this way. So just blend it very well. You can use the inner piece. I think the inner piece will work for me here. So I will just, so don't make any sharp points, keep blending it up. Alright, so we have gotten the inner piece. So next is to start taking the 1.5. At each point you take 1.5, 1.5 like we did before. So I will stop at this point. Now I'm going to connect the 1.5. I'll blend it into this line. So I think I got that part. So next you measure 1.5 from this point to get this shape. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. So we are now going to connect it here. From here you connect like this and take it up to that point. So we are done with the down piece. So we have a little circle inwards here. So that circle I'm going to also use 1.5. So I'll use either 1.5 or let me use 1.25 because that part there's no much space to create 1.5. So here I'll use 1 inch. At the down piece of it I'll use 1 inch, but at the upper piece I'll use 1.5. So I'll just go ahead and round up the circle. Just round it to your taste anyway. So that is it. So the next thing we are going to do is to trace out this pattern because we are done right now. So before I cut whatever I want to cut, we are going to trace the down part and trace the upper part.